person suddenly came up to you and told you that they had just discovered the cure for cancer. What would you do? How would you respond? Just imagine, all around you there are people breathing their last breath, and you know the person who can potentially save their lives. Well, washing your hands might not hold the cure for cancer, but with a little bit of warm water and soap, it does get rid of the possibility of acquiring other horrible bacterial viruses. Even though there are a lot of different products out there that advertise their ability to get rid of hand germs, the most effective way is just to wash your hands. According to UK and US experts, if everyone were to wash their hands regularly, the risk of colds, flus, and even something as potent as the bird flu would be much less. Even though we live in a world that stresses cleanliness, statistics still show that up to half of all men and a quarter of all women fail to wash their hands after they have used the restroom. Even more gross is that 60% of middle and high school students say they wash their hands, but truly only 33% of high school females and 8% of high school males use soap while washing their hands. This is a scary statistic, simply because it is said that there are between 2 and 10 million bacteria spread between our fingertips and our elbows. This is a lot of germs that have the potential to spread everywhere we touch. You're walking down the street and you see a man who's obviously very sick. A typical cold or an infectious flu, you aren't sure what. All you know is that what he has, you don't want. He wipes his runny nose on his sleeve and continues to cough into his hand. He reaches for the public bathroom doorknob and goes inside. Without thinking, you are in there as well, unconsciously getting all the germs on your hand. Sneezing and coughing spreads cool germs into the air, but most of the time it is spread through the germs on people's hands. Pretty nasty, huh? Unfortunately, this happens on a daily basis. Germs are spread everywhere, and it can also stay alive for up to 3 hours. While there is no known cure for the cold and the flu, prevention is the best way to handle this. The best way to prevent the spread of disease is by simply washing your hands. Most cold and flu viruses spread by direct contact because your hands are the easiest way to spread germs. Just think of how many people you can inadvertently save by washing your hands. You would be like a modern-day, real-life superhero. Washing your hands is the safest way to prevent infections, including the common cold, flu, and several types of diarrhea. And so it can never be stressed how important it is to wash your hands. Even though it is a simple process, it can save countless lives. The official CDC website lays out an easy step-by-step format that explains the proper and best way to wash your hands. The first step is to wet your hands with clean, running water. Even if this seems like a really trivial thing, the temperature of the water is actually very important. Warmer water is considered the best because the heat is more likely to kill the harmful bacteria that is making its home on human hands. Once you have finally wet your hands, make sure that there's a good amount of soap on them. The CDC website tells us that a dime or nickel-sized dab on your hands should be adequate. Rub your hands together to make a good soapy lather and scrub your hands really hard. It is important to make sure that the back of your hands is well washed, for they tend to carry a lot of germs, even sometimes more than the palm of your hands. A couple other good bacteria homes are between your fingers and underneath your fingernails. I am positive that if we all knew what was living and infesting underneath our fingernails, we would never stop washing our hands. You should continue scrubbing hard for about 20 seconds or so. If you're bored easily, you can hum a little tune to pass the time. The classic Happy Birthday song or even Twinkle Twinkle Little Star are perfect songs to help with the perfect amount of time that you need to adequately scrub the disease-ridden bacteria off of your hands. After you have made sure that there is no possible way for anything gross to be left living on your hands, rinse your hands well under warm water and make sure to get all the soap off. The next step is a pretty important one. So many times people are very good about washing their hands, but when it comes to drying them, they do it all wrong. They end up getting more bacteria on them than what they started with. After you have rinsed your hands, try not to touch anything except for a clean towel that you're going to dry your hands with. It is recommended that the towel you use is a towel that has been air dried, for it has the least risk to collect bacteria germs. Once you have fully dried your hands, turn off the faucet using your now damp towel. Don't use your hands because you don't want to recollect those nasty germs. you just got rid of after you've dried your hands and turned off the faucet. Now you can attempt to try and open the door using the same towel. The amount of germs that live on door handles is a disgustingly huge number. Bacteria that comes from places you don't even want to think about is currently residing on there, just waiting to jump on your newly clean hands. Don't let it. Congratulations! After that ordeal, your hands are virtually germ and bacteria free. The downside to this is that the moment you touch anything, new bacteria will start making itself quite at home in your hands once again. There is no way to get around this and no way to actually fully win the battle against bacteria. However, sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war. Experts recommend carrying a small bottle of hand sanitizer with you and use it frequently. These products kill germs on your hands. Make sure you rub a small amount of gel all over your hands until it is dry. This is a surefire way to keep those nasty bacteria at bay. It can never fully be stressed just how important it is to not only wash your hands, but do it frequently. Did you know that everything you touch has nasty germs on them? Your cell phone, yes, the one that you have in your pocket right now, has 18 times more bacteria on it than a public restroom toilet handle. Or how about your washing machine? This machine that washes and scrubs all the dirt and germs out of your clothes? Well, where do those germs go? Along the inside of your washing machine, there's an unimaginable number of disgusting viruses and nasty germs just waiting to come in contact with something living, something like you. Hand washing doesn't take much time or effort, but it offers great rewards in terms of preventing illness. From knowing about germs to washing hands and being aware of germs that are on everyday items that you use, it is important to know about these things. Adopting this simple habit can play a major role in protecting your health, and it can also prevent the colds that are going around in the schools. Whereas you might not know the cure for cancer or not have it in the palm of your hands, you do have an opportunity to save someone's life just by doing the simple task of washing your hands and washing them frequently. You don't need superpowers to save someone's life. All you need is a little bit of warm water and a little bit of soap. Thank you.